Hi, Parkway Hills friends. I am here today with Mandy Sisson. She is the Community Relations Director at the Mustard Seed. And this is another one of our midweek ministry videos as we continue to go through the I am statements of Jesus that we see in the Gospel of John. So I was just sharing with Mandy about that series we're going through. And this past Sunday, we looked at Jesus sharing, I am the Good Shepherd. And kind of the big piece we took away from that was that when we think of a shepherd and someone who is just loving and caring for their flock, the big piece that sticks out is just how much love can change everything. And so we thought of the mustard seed and just the love that organization gives. And so we wanted to hear a little bit more about it. So Mandy, I'm going to invite you to just share a little bit of the history of the mustard seed with us so we can kind of hear those beginning pieces and how that place came to be.
Yeah, well, I love that you thought of the mustard seed when studying this and studying love and being good shepherds. And I think that that's what would make our founding families feel so happy, because 39 years ago in 1981, a group of adults had faith the size of a mustard seed, which I think many of us know is very tiny, and they grow into giant trees with deep roots. And so they had children then that special education was new. They really did have this tiny faith that they knew that their children were capable of more. And so they didn't really know what the mustard seed would be at this point in 1981, but they knew that they had big dreams and big hopes for their children, just like anyone who has a child does. And so they started the mustard seed and purchased a home on our location now on Luckney Road in Rankin County, and started with a bell choir and a few seedsters who are still here today. And it has grown over the last 39 years because of God's provision and his faith and all the people who supported our ministry. And it's just been amazing to see. And so these parents, they put people in positions that maybe haven't been here for a long time, but they knew what our seedsters were capable of. And so a few years later, like I said, the bell choir began. And then our ceramics program began. And in the beginning, the seedsters poured ceramics. And over the years, someone came and said, we can paint those, we can sell them. And so now this is our work. This is our meaningful work, and it's a huge part of our ministry. And 39 years ago to today, our goal here is for people to see their abilities rather than their disabilities. And so what we want for you to see is see that ceramic and see how beautiful it is, and then learn the story behind it, and it means so much more. And so having a meaningful work for our clients, we call them seedsters, is something that's unique because they take great pride in it. And everyone can participate in our ceramics program, no matter what their ability or disability is, whether they can paint great detail onto their ceramics with little hearts and stars and flowers, or whether they're doing more abstract work because maybe they don't have great control of their hands. Everyone can contribute to this. And so that is so special. Actually, since we are a nonprofit, we rely on people in the community and businesses to support us. And for every $7 it takes to run the mustard seed, one of those dollars comes from our ceramics program. So I feel like I talk a lot about that, but every day these guys come and that's their work. This is their job. They watch brother and sister grow up and have this independence and have homes outside of their parents' home and have jobs that they're proud of. And maybe they were drug around to brother and sister's ballet recitals and baseball games, and maybe they didn't have as many ways to get connected. And for once, now their brothers and sisters are having to go to Belle's performances and go to things where their ceramics are on display. And so the mustard seed is this place of independence for our guys where they're getting to shine, and they show God's love to so many people through their gifts, through their painting, through visitors who come to our campus. I feel like most staff come and they want to give the mustard seed so much, but quickly after being here, the seedsters give us so much more. And so they are filled with this love and this knowledge of they want to be good shepherds. They want to know more about Jesus, and the way that they love each other inspires all of us here. We start every day on campus in God's Word. And so that's a special thing to be able to come to a job and for your seedster to come to campus every day where we get to start in God's Word every day. Every seedster here is 21 years or older. We want everyone to stay in special education as long as they can. And then we want you to come here. So you can be a part of our day program, which is Monday through Friday, or you can live in our residential homes. We have a men's home and a women's home, and we have group home parents that live there. We'd love to give tours of our campus. We want you to see the 14.5 acres we have out here. We're so proud of it. We're not giving tours right now due to COVID, but we hope that when this is all over, that people will come and see how this small home that was purchased 39 years ago, how we've grown and acquired this land all around, how we continue to do that. And we think of this as this safe, nurturing place for our guys where they can grow, but they're also in a protected environment. So while we have some vulnerable adults who maybe their families don't want them to have a job out in the community, this is still giving them that independence here in a protected environment. And for a lot of our guys, they're getting to be around 39 other friends that are like them. For once, maybe they were in a special education class where they had friends. Maybe they just had a couple of people who were on the same intellectual level as they were, and then you get here and everybody's kind of somewhat in the same realm. And so that's special to be a part of. We go to 2 proms a year. We're always looking for ways to enrich their lives. Our mission is to meet the spiritual, intellectual, mental, and physical needs that they have. And so we are trying to do that every day. Our oldest seedster is 77. There is no age out limit. It's all about the ability and interest level to keep up. We're an active group. We're going to the state fair. We're playing water volleyball. So it's all about that interest level. The majority of our seedsters have Down syndrome, but not all. But they are all adults. And it's a common misconception that they are children, because I think sometimes our childlike faith is inspiring to some people. So I think they mean that in a complimentary way, but we are all adults here. And so for the last 39 years, we have just been trying to grow our campus and still stay small and meet those needs, and trying to think of all different ways that we can do that. And so the staff here are believers. And so we're constantly trying to make ourselves better and learn new ways that we can impact their lives, because they impact our lives greatly every day.
Thank you. That was a lot. It's a lot I didn't know. I thought of a couple questions while you were talking, and then you would answer them as I thought of them. So you have some that live on site. About how many people live on site, and then about how many? I know you said 39. Is 39 your? So how many live on site, and is 39 kind of your max capacity for people coming in? And where are they coming from? Is it in the area? Is it people who find out about the mustard seed and move here? How does that work?
That's a great question. So we have 2 homes on our campus. We have 1 men's group home. We currently have 9 men that live there. And then we have a ladies group home, and we have 10 women that live there. We have new group home parents who are missionaries in Brazil. And once they've been here for a while, then we will have a new man move in, but we're waiting for them to get settled. We have a waiting list for our residential homes. The other seedsters come, most of them come Monday through Friday. A family member in the community drops them off, and the majority of them come Monday through Friday. But some person may take off a seedster on Wednesdays. Maybe they stay home on Wednesdays because they'd like a day off, or maybe they volunteer. We have a girl who volunteers at the Little Lighthouse 1 day a week. So she only comes a few days a week, but the majority of people want to come 5 days a week. And once they come 5 days a week, they want to live in the group homes. I think of it as like college or dorms, or like I said, a lot of them related to brother and sister had an apartment, and everyone wants that independence to feel away. That's just natural. And so it's neat to get to see that. We have 1 lady in the women's group home who has a twin sister. And the lady that lives in our group home has Down syndrome, and her twin sister doesn't. So they had very parallel lives. And then all of a sudden, Shannon got to do things that Sarah didn't. And so this is her college. So it's so neat to be able to be a part of that. We have seedsters in the group homes from Texas, Tennessee, Wisconsin. We have lots of people that come from out of state and want to be on our waiting list for residential, but residential spots don't pop open very often. And so a lot of families were told that they wouldn't get to this point in their life where their child wouldn't be living beyond them. And so, so many of our guys are proving that wrong. And so siblings are inheriting guardianship, and you've watched your brother and sister be at home with mom and dad, or maybe not live a fulfilled life. And so a lot of them are reaching out to us guardians who want them to have that, where they're not at home every day. And so, again, it's special to be a part of that. And we want to figure out how to grow our ministry while still staying small at the same time and meeting those needs. So it's the best compliment for us when we have all these people come from out of state that want to tour our campus and have learned about us. We love hearing how they learned about us from out of state and want their potential loved one to be a seedster.
Yeah, thank you. So part of why we are doing this each week is because there is, it's a heavy time right now, a lot going on with the virus and people missing being around people. So part of what we wanted to show is that there is still good things happening, good work happening, people trying to be community to one to another. So we thought of the mustard seed, and I would love, just kind of in closing, for you to share one or two stories that give you hope and inspire you of some of the good stuff just happening within the life of the mustard seed right now.
One of my favorite stories, like I said earlier about the independence, is Sarah and her twin sister, who Sarah had a very blessed high school upbringing, and then her sister went to LSU and rushed to sorority, and Sarah couldn't go. And her parents came and toured the mustard seed, and when she was looking in the group home, she said, her parents asked her, "Do you want a single room or a shared room?" And she said, "Well, I'm going to college, and Shannon had a roommate, so I'm going to have a roommate, and I'm going to live in a shared room." And we always laugh because we say Sarah got the good end of that deal because she's still in college and Shannon's out in the real world. We have another family who, when their son moved into the men's group home, something that we take for granted as parents, it was their first time they'd been on a vacation. It was the first time that they've been able to leave their adult child, who's almost 30 years old, not adult child, well, it's their child, because it was scary to leave someone, who's hearing impaired, who maybe not be is able to communicate effectively to someone. And so that's such a gift. We love how creative people in the community have been to the mustard seed since we've closed. We averaged 250 volunteers a month before COVID. The people at Southern Farm last week bought lunchbox notes from our gift shop. And these are something that people buy and put in their kids' lunch boxes. There's like 48 notes, and they had all the employees sign notes to our seedsters and send them in the mail so that they could, see their friends and tell them, "I drink out of your coffee mug every day, Megan. I love it. You painted fish on it." So I think people have asked us, can we write the seedsters letters, pen pal letters in the mail, send them packages. We've done lots of FaceTime calls. And so I love that people, even though they're dealing with a lot right now, aren't forgetting that we're still here. And we pride ourselves on having our seedsters be a part of the community, and we don't want to hide them on our campus. We don't want to hide them here. We want you to see them at Target and Starbucks and at church and pass them, and we want to play bells at your church. And so people not forgetting about us and making effort to be creative. We've done drive-by parades and things like that. I think that all makes us feel good, and hopefully I think we all learn a lot of lessons from COVID. The art of writing snail mail and putting it in the mail, and driving by someone's house, and how good it makes them feel. And so these guys have been troopers. We're on campus and we're wearing masks and social distancing and spending lots of time in the pool, but they have really been good about not hugging, because we like to hug here, and that's been hard, because at the end of the day, they want to be with their friends and they want to be here. And so we just appreciate people supporting us through our gift shop, supporting our ministry through donations, and then loving our guys through simple little letters in the mail. It's really heartwarming to see. Even people have donated things that they thought would be COVID friendly, that were like games for the pool and things. And so those are the things every day. It's such a blessing to come to work here and see people that our seedsters have made an impact on their lives, and they haven't forgotten about us.
Well, that is all great. Thank you for sharing all of that, and for taking the time out just to be a part of our ministry at the church right now. It's just trying to help people see and remember some of the ways that God is still working and moving among us, and how we are doing that one through another. So I thank you for sharing about that. If there is a place people want to find out more or get more information, is there a website they can visit, or a phone to call, or how would they do that?
Absolutely. Mustardseedms.org is our website. We're also on all the social media channels. We post lots of videos that if you're having a rough day, I bet you could scroll on there and find something that'll make you smile.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, Mandy, again, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with us. And I look forward to learning more about the mustard seed, and look forward to sharing this with our group. Thank you very much.